on fight of the night. I don't think that lasted long.
No. But I want something of the night. I want the extra bonus for sure.
Do you think that is deserving? After watching these fights happen right now, man.
I mean, I think that's gonna be tough to top. No, I mean, you guys know better than I do. I was just in there.
Sure.
We were expecting, I think, a pretty high-paced, crazy fight between you two. It panned out that way. I mean, is that what you were expecting going in there?
Oh, absolutely, man. Boston is an awesome dude. I love him as a person, and I love him as a fighter. He's very, very entertaining, and I think, just like I said, when you put our styles together, it has to be a fireworks show. Someone was going down. It was the inevitable. We were both throwing bombs. You know, he caught me with a good left hand off the bat, and I knew I didn't want to get caught with those again. That kid has bricks behind those hands. Man, we broke everything down that he was doing, and it was like I saw the fight happening in my head 4,000 times before I even walked out. And it was just so cool to see it unravel the way that we had thought it would.
Like you say, you got caught a little bit, but pretty flawless, I thought, overall. I mean, how would you evaluate your execution in there tonight?
Man, I think everything I did, besides getting hit with that left hand, I thought everything was very good. You know, I have such little experience, and I think I showed myself as, you know, being composed and fighting as a professional. I think I fought very calm and relaxed and picked my shots very well. Tag, pull away, get on the fence, and then just slow everything down and relax, and then pressure when he's hurt, but don't get too overzealous like I did in the past. You know, I said last time, from my last fight, I thought I took more positives than negatives, and I think I showed what I learned from the last fight into this fight. And I'm just so excited for the future.
Yeah, and your story is pretty well told at this point, but I mean, you have the picture with you even now. I mean, give us an idea of just kind of the emotion and what you're feeling like right now. It seems like this is a dream come true.
There really aren't any words, man. It's just insane. You know, had I won my debut in Atlanta, it would not mean as much. You know, I get to come back home in front of his family now, in front of all his friends, you know, all of his teachers and classmates and family and all this stuff, and then my friends. Now I get to use my platform to get his name across. Now it's no longer about myself. It's much bigger than myself. It's just so cool that I was able to do it in the Garden, and man, it's just incredible. It's so awesome.
Now that you're coming off this win, you know, you can decide what's next. When are you looking at getting back in there, and is there an opponent in mind?
So I'm going out to Cancun, Mexico. So unless I'm this week. So if I can find a 135 that will fight me at 185 before the end of the year, then I'll definitely be back before the end of the year. Otherwise, it's gonna have to wait until early 2020.
Did you do any commentary this time in Cancun like last time?
I don't think people know that story. If they're looking for some sort of a dual translator, then I'm sure I can figure something out.
Okay, that's good.
What was the walk out to the octagon like? You had the song picked out, you visualized it, you knew what to expect. Did it live up to expectations for you?
Yeah, man. And I said in our past interviews that I didn't want to get wrapped up in that moment just yet. I wanted everything to settle down and then look back at it afterwards. And I was saying to my coaches that my warming up for this fight, things a lot different. I didn't warm up and go crazy in the back room like I normally do. Normally I'm sweating like a dog. I'm getting that burst out and kind of rushing the adrenaline too fast. And with this one, I didn't really warm up too much. I just kind of paced back and forth and just kept playing the fight in my head. And it did exactly what we thought it would do. And it was just, I felt so calm in there, like nothing has changed. Now that the fight's over, I'm just like, dude, holy shit, that was just one in the Garden. Bro, that's the Garden. I just won it in the Garden. Like, that's madness.
At the end, Boston questioned the finish. He didn't think the stoppage should have happened. What did you think of it? When you were in there, you were landing those shots. Did you agree with the stoppage?
I was surprised that it didn't. I thought I hit him a couple more times. I thought I should have been stopped a couple other times that hit him. But Herb Dean knows exactly what he's doing. When you get hit like that, something is obviously wrong. You have a false sense of reality. So I'm sure if he's looking at it now, maybe he has a different thought, and that's just being wrapped up in the moment. But yeah, I mean, I think that was a great stoppage. I hit him with a bunch of right hands. I heard him from the beginning, and then I just kept capitalizing. My thoughts on Foreman is very good right now because I see Reese's right there, and I hope those are going to come in. Thank you, man.
There you go. You deserve them. You deserve them.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
So, can you hold those up just to see exactly what the Reese's are?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're good now. So I would like to get a Reese's sponsor her. She sponsors it at some point. So this would be a great plug, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a great outlet.
Go ahead.
Randy,
Yeah.
you spoke about Boston, how much you liked him, you guys got along. He's 0-2 now in the UFC. What advice would you give him?
I mean, I'm not really one to be giving advice. I have such minimal, experience. But, I know he's a savage. He's an awesome dude. His work ethic is second to none. I know he's going to bounce back from this. I know it. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram and Twitter, but which is pretty cool is that before the weigh-ins, I looked at my phone, and my parents sent me a picture, and it was my parents and his parents together watching the weigh-ins. I was like, dude, this is so cool. I went up and showed him. When I showed him, he gave me this gift bag from Hawaii. I'm like, dude,
Nice.
you
Cool.
guys, this is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
there's, people get this crazy perception in the sport where you need to be a dickhead, you need to talk shit, this and that, but you don't need to do all this stuff, man.
Sure.
It's like, be respect. It's a sport. Like, have some respect. It's just, I love Ball. He's an awesome dude, and I know he's gonna bounce back strong.
Speaking of respect, obviously people sometimes disrespect you. One of the criticisms about you was doesn't have enough experience. He wasn't ready for the UFC after the Brandon Davis. How does it feel to silence those critics?
And someone's gonna have something else to say. It doesn't bother me at all. I was clicking on the UFC, like the UFC Boston hashtag on the way here, and I was just sitting there like, dude, these people are so stupid. Like, why are these people saying these stupid things? And obviously, someone's gonna say, oh, it's just Boston. He was already 0-1. He was blah blah blah. But it doesn't. Just shut up, dude. Like, I kept my job tonight, and I'm gonna keep showing that, I belong in this. I belong to compete the best in it. And one day I'm gonna be, amongst the best. For sure.
Randy, if you go back even to the beginning of the year, I mean, when we did our interview, you were talking about maybe getting on Contender Series. Now you have 2 fights in the UFC, 1 win. Have you been able to soak that in just to, go from where you were at the beginning of the year to now?
Man, I spoke this into reality. There was interviews from like last November after my third professional fight. I said I will be in the UFC for the end of 2019. I will. Everyone's like, dude, you're not. You have minimal experience. And now I can say, like, not only am I in the UFC, but now I have a win in the UFC, and that you can never take away from me. It's just incredible. And I'm a product of the people I surround myself with, and I surround myself with nothing but the best. All the guys at Lowe's and Romay, Triforce, all these guys are just great role models, mentors, and coaches, and they guide me along. And I'm just a product of them, and I'm just gonna keep working my ass off and keep climbing to where I want to be.
Did you say you kept your job tonight? Is that what you?
I kept my job. Yeah.
Was there pressure on you? Did you think that if you lost, you wouldn't get another shot?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, coming into this fight 4-1. You look at I was 4-0 getting the call to the UFC.
Yeah.
I won the lottery essentially, right? If I lost that one, I was 4-1. They're gonna give me another shot taken on short notice. If I lost that one, now I'm 4-2. You're not gonna have a 4-2 fighter in the UFC. That's in the back of my mind. I don't let that play in I don't let that affect it, but I knew that was a reality. If I lost that fight, I was probably gonna have to go back to the local scene and then get my way back in. But now that I won the fight in a decisive way, an exciting way, I think I definitely bought myself some time and showed myself that I'm here to stay. I'm not just here. Getting here wasn't the goal. Staying here is the goal.
And that when you were talking about fight of the night, and I asked you not a lot of people want fight of the night or performance of the night, but normally guys don't get cut off a fight of the night.
Yeah.
Did that play a factor? Like, even if I lose, it'll be a great fight, and maybe I'll get a third chance.
I mean, that's always. I think my style is among some of the one of the best fan-friendly styles. Mm-hmm. Nothing makes sense out of what I'm doing. Everything's wild. The kicks are insane. It looks like I have 2 blown ACLs. Nothing makes sense, but it's fun to watch. People like to see that stuff, so I'm gonna keep doing it, and I hope I get that performance of the night bonus.
We've been talking about New England talent all week long, but it's this area of New England right now, specifically Massachusetts, where you're from. A couple weeks ago, we saw Yorga De Castro from Fall River getting a win. You're from Taunton, right next door, getting a win. What's going on in that area?
Something's in the water, man. That's the only explanation. I mean, we have. If you look at all the guys that are progressing, it's all these guys are coming over to Lowe's and Romay on Saturday mornings. Everyone's training with the best. Yeah. There was this. I feel like there was this negative stigma before where you want to train with the guys that are just a part of your camp. And I think now that stigma is now eliminated, I think everyone's kind of growing together, and it's going to show in the New England MMA scene. Now we have all the highest level guys training with each other all the time, and we're all making a name, in the biggest show in the world.
I want to ask you one more question. You're talking about your training partners. Obviously, Devin's so close to your heart. I asked you the other day, what would he say before your fight? What would he say to you now after you got a UFC win?
He said you did it, but you took a little bit too long. That's it.
What's the after party looking like tonight?
I'm gonna eat all these probably about 10 minutes after I get out of here. I'm gonna go to North End. I'm gonna smash all the cannolis, then I'm gonna go to Insomnia Cookies, smash all the cookies. I'll probably be like 2:05 by the time I wake up tomorrow morning.
You gonna share some of them with us?
Next question.
I got one. Gorilla tattoo on your leg. What's the story behind that?
That's Harambe. Yeah. Harambe was that girl in Cleveland.
Is that legitimate?
Yes, Cincinnati. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's not the same without him. Yeah.
Is that really Harambe, or is that just a gorilla?
No, that's Harambe. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, it just hurts. Yeah, no. No, it's just the gorilla head.
Randy, I don't know if you knew this, but at 6 o'clock in the first prelim fight, there was already a "We Want Costa" chant.
How many shoeys did you guys see?
How special is your fan base? I mean, they're loyal.
it's second to none. Everyone's just a complete maniac, man. You know, I only live like 40 minutes down the street, and I had to make sure I didn't stay at my house because every time during fight week, dude, all my idiot friends are literally taking Chewies but using their old boxing gloves. It's fucking disgusting. So I'm like, dude, I gotta get out of there. They're like sending me videos drinking out of like, dude, like the Air Dads, like the New Balance with the straps. They're drinking out of those and like drinking out of like old boxing gloves. I'm like, dude, you guys are just mad to stop Snapchatting me. It's tough right now.
You mentioned the pressure to win to keep your job. What about the pressure to win in front of your hometown crowd? What did that feel like?
I didn't add any extra pressure in that regard because you have to remember I just got into the UFC. I've only had one fight in the UFC. All my other fights were in the last year were all local. So this was just another local show, just on steroids. You know, it was just a bigger arena. But like I was selling out the local shows.
Right.
All those people followed me here. There was nothing new. All those people that had the Costa crew shirts, those are all loyal supporters from day one. Like I have the best friends, the best family, the best supporters, and you're not gonna top that. It's truly humbling. That's really what it is.
That's a good thing. They had your back either way.